What's up, family? It's Naj with Built by Plants. Got Dwayne behind the cam, and we're about to show you all how to do an easy vegan meal prep for losing fat, building muscle, even gaining some weight if that's your goal. How to prep out your meals so you can stay consistent on your diet and not fall off and make last minute decisions while you're out working or whatever it is that you're doing, all right? So what I always recommend is to at least prep your lunches. If you're not gonna make your dinners ahead of time, at least prep your lunches. Why? Because your lunches can be super simple. They can be salads, they can be stir-fried dishes, they can be all type of things that are simple that you can make, and you can make it in bulk, all right? Which is what we're gonna be doing. We're gonna be making our lunches today in bulk, but you can apply this to your dinner, your breakfast if you want to, but specifically your lunches, all right? So we're gonna be prepping for 5 days, Monday through Friday, which is most people's work schedule. Now, before we get into the details, the number one step for prepping ahead of time is being prepared. Meal planning, all right? You should have a plan of what you're gonna be eating. This shouldn't be a indecisive thing, just making a bunch of random meals. You should know how many calories you're gonna be taking in for your lunch. You should know the amounts, all those things. So that way you know that you're within your calorie total, your protein total for the full week, every single day. So what we're gonna do is head over to the room. I'm gonna show you all the Built by Plants Pocket Coach and how we allow our clients to schedule whatever foods they're gonna be eating for the full week, their meals, and know exactly how many calories they're taking in and how to use the software, the virtual kitchen, to pick which meals you wanna have and make it for the full week. One thing I don't recommend is having a bunch of different meals for your lunches every day. You want something consistent, maybe 1 to 2 max, right? I recommend one that just tastes really good. You eat that for the full week, every day, Monday through Friday, but it's not a requirement. You can do it how you want to, but when it comes to staying on point and not having to make a bunch of decisions and falling off, you want to pick something that's consistent, all right? Let's go to the room, show you all the Pocket Coach, how we're gonna plan our meals, and then we're gonna come back in the kitchen and show you the foods that we have and how to actually go about doing it. So we have the Built by Plants Pocket Coach pulled up. This is our exclusive monthly membership for only our Pocket Coach members and our online coaching clients, all right? So what I always recommend everyone do is go to the virtual kitchen and then pick out the meals that you want to have for the week. So go ahead and look through all the different meals. Every meal is mapped out with the calories, the protein intake, the ingredients, the instructions, as well as a video that shows you how to make that meal, all right? So it's super dope. And for example, we'll look at the protein potato bowl. So I pull this up. It gives us the serving size, the amount of calories. Then this gives us the details, so the carbs, fats, and proteins. Like I said, the ingredients right there, as well as the video as far as how to actually go about making that, all right? Now, the cool thing is, let's just say you want this meal and you want this to be your consistent lunch Monday through Friday, right? So as opposed to it being 1 serving, you would change that to 5 servings, all right? So let's just click this on 5. And as I move this up, you can see the ingredients change, all right? So this can either mean you're making it for 5 people or you're making it for 5 days. So as opposed to just having the ingredients for 1 specific day, I have the ingredients for 5 days. So now I know exactly how much to use when I'm cooking in batch to make this as my lunch Monday through Friday for the whole week. All right, now let's say I want to add this to my meal plan. I will come up here, tap my meal plan, pick the day that I want to add it to, Saturday, then I'll put lunch, all right? From there, I can go ahead and go to my meal plan. And again, you can have this access to it today inside of the Built by Plants Pocket Coach. So now I have my lunches mapped out Monday through Friday, and I added these prior to just so I can show you all what to do. Now let's just say I'm on Monday, all right? Monday, I have breakfast, lunch, and then dinner, vegan mac and cheese. And it gives me the calories that I'm gonna be taking in for the full day, and the protein and the carbs and the fats, all right? So now I can keep track of my entire week. I know exactly what I'm gonna be eating. I can be super specific, but making sure I stay within my calorie deficit so I can continue to lose weight. I don't have to be thinking about things, no decision fatigue. I know exactly what I'm gonna make. So I'll come down here. Now the other cool thing is you can tap up here and click and get your grocery list for the full entire week, all right? So if I tap on every day, or let's just say I wanna shop just Monday and Tuesday list, all right? I can do that, but if I tap on all of them, I'll go back to the top and generate my grocery list. And it gives me everything I need to purchase when I'm inside the grocery store. And it's all categorized. So you can check these off as you go. And you're probably looking like, how I'm gonna check it off? This is on a desktop, on a website. Well, this is an actual app This is an app that you can download from the App Store after you purchase your membership online, right? Go to the link that should be on the screen right here. Go to the link, you can purchase your membership, and you can download the app from the App Store. Type in Built by Plants Pocket Coach, it'll pull up, but you gotta purchase online because it's gonna ask for your login information in order for you to get access to the actual app, all right? Now, we know what we're gonna be making. Let's go back to the kitchen and let's prep our lunches for the full week. Like I mentioned, once you get your membership, you can go ahead and go to the App Store, download the app. It's gonna ask you for your login information, and then just log in with the membership information that you received in the email, and you'll be good to go. So give me 1 second while I log in so I can get my ingredients and everything, and we're gonna get the meal prepping. Now, the secret to making all of your food taste amazing, if you don't know, and there are some people out there that don't know for whatever reason. You don't want it to taste bland, you want it to taste very flavorful. You need seasonings, all right? Seasonings is just plants. So we got some garlic powder right here. We got some African fried rice. If you don't have this available, which a lot of people probably don't, just go and grab some jerk seasoning or whichever flavor you prefer. And then we have the Seitan, all right? So this is the key to making everything taste amazing. It will turn your food a little bit orange, maybe a lot of bit orange, depending on how much you're using. But when I tell you that it is great, especially with the proteins and such, it takes the most blandest protein right here and makes it taste really good. So I'm gonna show you all how to go about that, all right? So make sure that you have your seasoning. It's gonna make your meals taste much better than just eating some boring, bland, broccoli and such, all right? So let's run through the details right fast. Here we go. We got the proteins. We're gonna be making those. Possibly, I'm gonna show you all how to make this taste good. We're just gonna do 5 of these for 5 days. Then we have some extras. We have some jalapenos. We have some bell peppers. We have some mushrooms. And then we have some black beans. We have the stir fry. So what I'm gonna do, I might probably have, I don't know, maybe 1 of these a day or half the bag. The whole bag itself is 125 calories, so that's a lot of value. I'm gonna take about 5 of these, pour it all inside of the big wok, cook it up real quick, real nice and easy, and then we're good to go. One more thing, one key tip, the ready-made rices, all right? So these are really convenient because you throw it in the microwave for 90 seconds or whatever for a quick meal prep. One of these bags has 2 servings basically, all right? So you can use this for 2 days. So you probably just need about 2.5 bags for your meal prep, or maybe 3, and you're good to go. So we're gonna put all this together. I'm gonna show you all how to do this really quickly. What time is it now? It is 3:58. We're about to get to work. And then I'm just talk as I go along, just in case things pop up and I wanna explain more to you all. But the whole meal prep itself is gonna be pretty quick. When you're making your foods, your meals, don't use the butter, don't use the actual oil. Try to go with some cooking oil spray. It saves you a ton of calories. Just don't go crazy with the spraying. I almost went crazy, possibly did, on the verge of being crazy. All right, so we have the Seitan right here. We have 5 packs. I'm gonna open all these up, throw them in the skillet. Now the reason why I'm not weighing this out, because we say weigh everything out so you know how many calories it is. I already know how many calories it is. The whole pack is 300 calories, right? And I'm using the whole pack. I'm using 5 whole packs, so that's 1,500 calories. I already know that. That's already tracked inside of my BPP app, so I don't necessarily have to weigh this out. Now the other things where I'm not gonna use the whole thing, or I don't already know how many calories it is, definitely weigh it out. Like the onions, the rice, and those type of things, weigh it all out. Make sure that you understand how many calories are in it, and then you're good to go. So I'm gonna just cut these open. And there's a bunch of ways that you can go ahead and make your Seitan, at least this specific one, all right? So what we can do is we can cut these into little slices like that and throw them on a skillet like this. Or you can do what I like to do, which is break it apart, all right? So it has this little breakdown texture that you can check out down here, all right? And just break it all apart, whichever one you want. There are some other things that you can do as well that I'll show you right fast. Let's just say you do slice them, all right? You can make them even smaller little squares like that, and you can cook them that way. But I really like to break them down like this. All right, now you wanna make sure that you have a meal prep container that's big enough to handle the food that you're gonna put in there. And Dwayne brought to my attention that these meal prep containers that I bought, I literally just picked them up from Walmart specifically for this video, because the ones that I bought for Raina, I can't find them. I believe she has them at work actually. She probably got them, I don't know where they at. But make sure that you have some meal prep containers that's big enough to handle whatever it is that you're putting in there, all right? The amount of food that you're putting in there. Because we're about having the high volume, low calorie meals, which means you're gonna have a lot more food to store in your containers. And if your meal prep containers can't store it all, what you're gonna do? You can technically bring more than one container and have it all, but. All right, and we're just about done breaking this up. And since 4 o'clock, only 5 minutes have passed. Okay, next thing we're gonna do, add our seasonings. Let me preface all of this by saying, I am not a chef, all right? I am a person that likes to lift weights and build muscle and eat decent tasting meals that don't take a long time to cook and do it the easiest way possible. So I know how to make things taste good. I don't care about the all super fancy stuff. So, you know, there's other people within the space that does that really well. I'm just a fan of making sure that you stay within your calories and you have some easy, quick vegan meals that you can make that will help you stay on point with your goals, all right? With that disclaimer out the way, let's go ahead and do the topping. All right, so we got our seasonings added. We'll probably be adding a little bit more seasonings as we go. Add as much garlic powder as you want. I'm gonna open up this side actually. Let's see how that cooks in. Make sure that you're cleaning up while you're prepping, all right? It was getting real crazy for a few minutes there. Clean up as you go, so that way you're not making a huge mess. Now, when it comes to onions and things like that that you buy, when you're making these, as opposed to just chopping up what you need and weighing it out, chop up the whole onion and the whole bag of onions. So that way, what you can do is just store those onions, all right? And I call that prepping for your meal prep. We have a guide called The Kitchen Rebuild where it talks a little bit more about that. But in short, we call it prepping for your meal prep. So that way it makes cooking a lot easier because you're not having to do everything every single time. Take them. Take the outer layer off. Now, what we're gonna do is go ahead and start weighing our stuff out. I'm gonna pull up the Built by Plants coaching app, which is different. This is the Pocket Coach app right there, and that's available for everyone. But I'm gonna pull up the coaching app, all right? So our coaching app allows you to go in and enter your foods, what you're gonna be eating, how much, the amounts and such. All right, so this is how you track your foods. When you weigh it all out, you also wanna track it so you know how many calories you're taking in for the full day. Okay, so if you're a client, what we do is we add your meal plan above that, all right, so that you could just check off the meals that you're eating or the ingredients and such, all right? As long as you use that amount, it'll track it for you to show you all how to do this. So I'm gonna go ahead and add the onions. All right, so 225 grams of onion, all right? What we're gonna do is divide that by 5 out of 5 days. By 5, 45. So we're gonna add for our lunch, onion, sweet onion right there, okay? We're gonna change the serving to grams so we can add exactly how much we're using. Bam, okay? Just like that, super simple. Now that's for tracking one individual thing. So now let's go ahead and chop these up and let's start making that. And that's what you would do for the full week, all right? For each ingredient that you're using, you'll go ahead and add it to your Pocket Coach so that you can know exactly how many grams that you're taking in for each individual food item for each meal for the full week, so you can keep track of how much you've eaten. So guess what? We have a problem. I just ran out of the cooking oil spray. So there's a few options. I can weigh out some butter, which is what I just told y'all not to do. Or I can put a little bit of water on there, but I want it to cook correctly, so I'm just going to go ahead and weigh out a little bit of butter and use that for the onions and such. These things right here, butter, oil, they contain a lot of calories. This is 14 grams per serving, and it's 80 calories. So let's weigh it out. Resets, so it's at 0 grams. So that's 13 grams of butter. Now I'm not gonna use the whole thing if we don't need it, so I'm gonna chop it in half first. Add it there, and only use what we need. Now, like I said, the majority of my food, Dwayne's too, it all looks orange, right? And it's primarily because of these two things right here. Now it's up to you what veggies you want to roll with. I'll make this roll with the broccoli. Now see, I made this earlier for Renda's meal prep. You can just prep out some broccoli. Some bell peppers are amazing. They add a lot of flavor to your food. They have some nutrients in there, and they're really low in calories. All right. Keep in mind what I said about prepping your foods for your meal prep, because guess what? That I chopped up all of my onions and all of my bell peppers ahead of time at one time, right? I just chopped everything up and then put it in a container or a refrigerator. I won't have to do it right now. I could just pour that container out with the chopped up onions and mushrooms and bell peppers and be good to go. So when you can, prep everything ahead of time. Chop it all up, put it into one big container, and that way it's ready to go for your meal prep consistently. So as soon as you buy it, as soon as you buy this, take it home, chop all the onions up and put it into a container so you can just snatch it out when you're making your meal prep and you're good to go. Or if you're making your dinner, whatever it may be, it's easier that way. Spend less time doing the little small things, all right? And weigh out our bell peppers. And again, the purpose of weighing every little individual thing out, I know it's tedious. I know it's like, man, why I gotta weigh all this out? It's so that you can understand what portion sizes look like, all right? What certain amounts of food look like. So let's just say you're out and you're at a restaurant and they have this much amount of bell peppers. Well, you weighed out bell peppers so much that you know that this amount right here is about 85 to 100 grams, all right? So when you at the restaurant, you can start to eyeball. Now keep in mind, bell peppers have very minimal calories, so it's not about the bell pepper itself, but any foods, whether that's beans or protein, whatever it is that you're eating, avocados, so that you can understand what that portion size looks like. And then you're able to eyeball and make better decisions. You know how much you could have, how much you should have, how much you shouldn't, and so on and so forth. Now let's say for our lunch, you click on add, and we just type in bell pepper. And there's not enough food library currently, so we're gonna search the database for the Built by Plants app. So you can put it up right here, bell pepper, all right? Now, what we're gonna do is change it from whole to gram, and now we can enter the exact amounts that this says. So it says 85 or 87 grams. So I'm typing in 87 grams. Bam. Now, and then it adds it to my food diary for me. Now keep in mind, if you are not a Built by Plants client, you won't have access to this app, but you can use something like MyFitnessPal or whatever it may be. It's about the same thing, except for ours allows you to have your actual meal plan in there, so you don't have to add everything manually. We pre-build your meal plan with the exact amount of calories that you need so you can reach your goals. All right, and you can just tap on that and then start checking them off as you use them and click on save. So that's the difference, all right? But let's get back to this. So our protein is about done. And I'm gonna throw that in there with our onions. Now we're gonna do the mushrooms. I was not gonna do the mushrooms. I'm gonna go ahead and do them. Whatever you're gonna use to weigh out the food, put it on top first and then reset the scale to 0. And then go ahead and pour in your foods. Just like that. So that is 290 grams of mushrooms. So go back to the BBP app, update. Let's go ahead and type in search. All right, right there, oyster mushrooms. Now we're going to change it from whole to gram. And now we can enter the exact amount that we're using. 296 grams equals 97 calories. Add, all right? So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and clean these now right fast, lightly, gently, and then I'll be back. It's gonna be a big burrito bowl, all right? That's what we're gonna have. We're just gonna have burrito bowls. So, again, I mentioned you wanna eat the same thing for your lunches pretty much daily, but the individual ingredients, you can switch them up. So this is broccoli, chopped broccoli. I'm gonna do for maybe 2 days chopped broccoli, and then for the other 3 days, maybe a stir fry. But it's essentially the same exact thing, just swapping out the variables, right? The individual ingredients that I'm using. So the whole thing right here, this entire bag, a lot of food right here. You can see 100 calories, all right? Not only is it 100 calories, it's also 10 grams of protein for broccoli, all right? 100 calories, 10 grams of protein. That's not bad at all. So I'm gonna just add a little bit of garlic powder on this one. Okay. What I did was I went ahead and did 2 bags of the broccoli, all right? So the one I made earlier, and then the new one that I just added, okay? This is enough for all 5 meals. Then we have the oyster mushrooms over here. We got the protein, we got the onions and the bell peppers. So we're pretty much good to go. I also have mushrooms and onions that I made a little bit earlier. So now we're just gonna put together the meals, add the little toppings, whatever we're gonna do. But like I said, we're keeping it super simple. Very easy, nothing complex. Anybody can do this. It's not even been an hour yet, and I just made 5 meals for the whole week, all right? So, plus on top of that, we're recording footage. So we're getting different angles talking, so you can knock this out super quick. It don't have to be a full course meals, as long as you got your protein, your veggies, some fats, which would be like avocados, and then just a little bit of extra for the flavor, jalapenos, whatever you want to add to it, you're good. Now it's time to put all the meals together. We got our container right here. Now the cool thing is, since we already checked out what we're gonna be eating inside of the Built by Plants Pocket Coach, as well as we already weighed everything out, all of the individual containers do not have to be the same size. Now they can be the same size. You can weigh out the amounts that you put in to make sure that you're eating the same exact amount throughout the whole week with each meal. But since you already weighed everything out, you have the calories mapped out, you know what the meal is, all you have to do is just enter all of it into each individual bowl, make sure that all of it is entered, and then you're good to go. As long as you've already tracked it with your Pocket Coach app, all right? As long as you've already seen how many calories you're supposed to take in and you weighed it out, you're good to go. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna start by adding in our protein. It's really a spatula. I'm just all over the place, huh? So push it like that. I'm gonna go add a little bit more shortly. I'm gonna add my broccoli. I can add in my mushrooms, the onions and the portobello mushrooms that I made a little bit earlier, right there. And then super simple, ready to go for the week. So that's 1, all right? That's super simple. Now you can add another carb source to this. Like I mentioned, you can have the ready-made rice for the whole pack. It's 400 calories. Split it between 2 days. That's 200 calories of just rice. Add that, you know, and then you're good to go. As like I said, as long as you map it into your full total for the day, your full calorie total, because you know how much food you're actually taking in. Plan ahead. That way, when you go ahead and make your decisions, it's just autopilot. All you're doing is just entering. Now, guess what? I got 4 more of these that I gotta make. When I make the next 4, put it in the refrigerator. Tomorrow I wake up, or for you, for example, when you wake up, take it out the fridge, go to work, you got it already made, good to go, all right? Let's move on to the next. So this is my favorite ready-made rice. This is coconut jasmine rice by Ben's Original, or Uncle Ben's. I think it's the same company, I don't know. But the thing is, it's a lot more calories than the other ones. Basmati for the whole thing is 400 calories. This one for the whole thing is 470 calories, all right? And then there are some cheaper ones. When I say cheaper, I mean calorie-wise, all right? So fewer calories, so I call it cheaper, more expensive, depending on how many calories you have. This whole thing right here is 240 grams, all right, with 470 calories for the whole thing. So what we can do is we can go ahead, and I've already mapped all of it out, all right? So I know that I'm gonna divide this in between 2 days. So this will be 235 calories added to each meal. And you can just put that into your Built by Plants coaching app, your tracker, so that you know how much you're taking in. So maybe 2 meals are a little bit more than the other ones. All right, this is just if you do want to, if you need those adjustments. If you can't, you absolutely can't eat the same thing every day. The ready-made rices takes 90 seconds and it just adds 200 calories to 2 meals, add it in there, and you got a little bit of variety. All right, so that way, if you need it, it's there. You don't have to have the same thing. Same thing for other things. You got the canned black beans, all right? Just rinse them. You can cook them, add some more seasonings to it, whatever, and then you're good to go, all right? So that's a little bit more protein added slightly. It's not a protein source. It's a carb source, but I call it a protein supporting source, meaning it adds a little bit more protein to your primary protein, which is the seitan in this case. So, you know, it's cool. Plus it gives a little bit more different flavor. Add the other things that you need to add, but do the primary cooking first. Make sure that all fits within your calories, and then we're good to go. So let's go ahead and make the second meal. So I got a scoop of the broccoli. I'm gonna put it right there and kind of divide it off. Then I'm gonna go ahead and add in my rice, just like that. Okay. What I love about the coconut jasmine rice is that it's so good and flavorful that I don't even need to add any extra flavor to it. Don't get me wrong, I will add some more seasonings to it, but I don't have to. So, just like that, make sure I got enough protein in that one. Okay. And then once you add everything into them, you can come back and add a little bit more to the other ones, all right? So I'll definitely add a little bit more to this one here. From this to this one. So I'm gonna sprinkle that on top like that. Okay. And then what you can do is just add a little bit of the jalapeno peppers. Same meal, but one has a little bit more to it. Easy little differential meal prep. And again, you don't have to pick any specific veggie. Pick whichever one that you like, right? So it can be broccoli, it could be asparagus, it could be a mix, like a stir fry, like the ones I just showed you in the freezer. I'm just rolling with broccoli because it's simple to make, easy, tastes good, especially when you season it the right way. All right, and let's add our protein right there. For this one, we're gonna add our rice in. This is the basmati rice. This one is our portobello mushrooms and onion mix. So I'm gonna add that. A few of those jalapenos, just throw them in there. Let's knock this one out. And again, these aren't the most glamorous meals, but who cares? They got the protein that you need. You got the veggies, all of those things all in one. So, you know, we're not focused on Instagram gratification right now. We're focused on getting gains, getting healthy, saving time, and finding something that we can stick to for the long term, all right? You can stick to this type of prepping for the long term. This isn't difficult at all. There's no one perfect way to do this. And then last but not least, and then whatever is left over, we'll go ahead and split between the meals themselves. Because you can also do this as well. You don't have to make it look pretty. I was just trying to make it look lined up and cool for you all to be interested. This is how I eat my food. I literally will pour it all on top and mix it all in. And you all can see there's a lot of protein that's left over, and that's why I was saying make sure that your meal prep containers have the adequate amount of size that you need so you can make sure that you can fit all of your food in there. The other good thing about the smaller containers though is that they're portion sized, so you really can't overeat. You can only eat as much as you stuff in here. And if you're eating high volume, low calorie meals, it's hard to over consume your calories. Okay. So you all can see, quick, easy vegan meal prep. It did take longer than expected, but that's because we're recording and trying to make sure that we got different angles and all that type of stuff. So a little bit over an hour, which is fine. It won't take you an hour because you're probably not going to be recording all of this. All right, family, so here we go. The easy vegan muscle building meal prep for fat loss. It's going to help keep you on point. The reason why I say muscle building has a nice amount of protein. The reason why I say fat loss, it also has a nice amount of volume in here, all right? So we got some variety as far as these two right here up front. Actually, these three have rice in there, different types of rice. Two of them have the coconut jasmine rice. This one has just jasmine rice. Actually, this is basmati rice. And then we have broccoli in each one of them. We also have some oyster mushrooms, some portobello mushrooms, some jalapenos, seitan, and then some bell peppers. So really simple, easy vegan meal prep for losing fats, building muscle. You can see the consistency of the bowls, all right? We use very minimal ingredients, but still provides you with lots of flavor, all right? So you can apply this to your lunch. You can do the same thing for your dinner. You see this was about an hour total that it took us to do this. Only reason it took an hour is because we were recording and we're moving around and trying to get different angles and things like that for you all. So maybe 45 minutes, you got 5 meals for Monday through Friday for your work week. Put in your fridge, wake up in the morning, grab and go. And you don't have to worry about making those last minute decisions, all right? Avoid decision making fatigue. So if you all need a team of individuals that's gonna help you put together your meal plan, stay accountable, provide you with virtual training sessions, live sessions with our assistant coach and individuals is gonna help keep you on point without trying to figure it out yourself, go ahead and go to builtbyplanscoaching.com, schedule a free coaching call. We would love to be able to work with you. Or if you want the pocket coach, what we just showed you all, then go ahead and go to builtbyplants.co/pocket coach, or just tap the link down below and we'll be able to give you the assistance with becoming a pocket coach member, all right? So easy vegan meal prep. I want you all to be able to take advantage of this, start applying this. You got everything that you need to do in order to make your meal prep so you can start doing this today for the rest of the week. Moving forward, you can stay consistent with this, all right? The best meal plan is the one you can stick to for the long term. The best diet is the exact same thing. If you can't stick to it, then what's the point of doing it? You won't be able to maintain it for the long term. You can stick to this, all right? You can be consistent with this. Tap the link in the bio, schedule a free coaching call, sign up for the Pocket Coach. Follow us on Instagram. All the social media links should be down below as well. Talk to y'all next time. Peace.